Okay, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to Flamez Plays, and today we are checking out Rotcast Intrusion, an indie horror game available over on itch.io. I'll have a link in the description box down below. You can check this out yourself, as well as links to my Discord and Patreon. We'll go ahead and click on start. Enter your codename, protagonist name. Well, my codename will definitely be Flamez. Hearth City, 2022. The mysterious tragedy of ROTC 9 Hearth City News team remains a tragic cold case. Once the city's leading news network, ROTC 9 anchors and staff mysteriously died on January 6, 2000. This occurs shortly after activating its revolutionary military-grade MELD system, Metro, eSync, and Live DirecTV Watch satellite. The low-orbit satellite, designed to instantly alert reporters to anomalies like crimes and accidents, is said to have malfunctioned, causing the tragic event. What the public was told was a tragic fire and equipment failure had sealed the staff's fate. In truth, the real reason was far more terrifying. The news clip showed the panic. Massive fire at ROTC 9 headquarters, staff missing. Well, who reported on this? If ROTC 9 wasn't reporting? Oh, probably newspapers. It's 2000, so yeah. But the fire wasn't the cause, it was merely a symptom. The disaster struck shortly after the launch of the MELD Watch satellite, a device designed to deliver instant news alerts. That was a lot of noises I heard there. I mean, like, we use satellites, low orbit satellites all the time. It's how phones work, I believe. No, some phones, satellite phones, yes. I was gonna say towers are a thing. Towers exist in the world, of course. It was said suddenly after the very first signal the satellite sent, the entire ROTC 9 headquarters erupted into chaos. The official story was a fire and equipment failure, but then why was there a secretive military cleanup immediately after? Why didn't their families get to identify the bodies? The building was condemned and guarded by military security for over a year. As the buzz died down, the world moved on, so did the covers on the tragedy. But today, that silence ends. Because we're gonna bust in there. You, the introverted techie Flamez. Stop. You really nailed me. Introverted techie, god damn it. Evelyn, the ambitious communications major, and Harrison Rogers, a dogged, demoted investigative reporter and your boss at rival YNT4 News, will be entering the condemned ROTC 9 headquarters at 2 a.m. How you approach this investigation will depend on the chances you take, the choices you make, and the clues you find. ... Alright. Oh, look at Harrison. Alright, kids, showtime. I paid off the night guards and the gates are open. Remember the plan. Get the proof and get out. No heroics, no unnecessary attention. This is incredible. Finally, we're gonna get the scoop on what happened to the ROTC news team. I can handle the tech. Wow, I can handle the tech. I just don't get paid enough to go ghost hunting or digging up corpses. Relax, it's all rubble now, Flamez. You aren't going to be... God damn it. I'm hating that I'm naming myself that because it's so difficult to read. You aren't going to be knee-deep in the dead, but keep that GRIPT scanner ready. If anything glitches, we'll need you to make sure we aren't triggering any alarms. You are left in the main F1 area, facing the floor plan map. Oh, jeez. Okay. It's a lot of stuff going on. Let's go check out the archives. The archives are lined with rusty filing cabinets. Evelyn's here, frantically searching through the wreckage. What a mess. I'm not 100% sure, Flamez, but it looks like the fire department tried to salvage some of these files, but it probably stopped for some reason. I don't completely understand due to the amount of damage to these files, but from what I can piece together, it appears whatever happened with the MELD broadcast affected more than just the ROTC headquarters, but the staff themselves in some very strange ways. Ways I can't fully comprehend with these files alone. We need to go deeper. Let's go to the collapsed shelf area. Duh. Beneath the collapsed shelf, you find a military-issue waterlogged notepad. It's marked with a classified stamp that says MELD Systems Confidential. Oh boy, that's interesting. Breach the hair, hostile, there's... This looks AI. The words. I don't know if it actually was. I don't know. A hastily scrawled number is visible. 4X. Beside, I thought that was a code thing. Beside it, a note. Protocol 4X is civilian uplink. Do not merge with M0001. The second passcode input, 4X, a civilian link. This confirms the military was the satellite was military and was reported but not confirmed to be reconditioned for civilian use. Okay, I have one of the passcodes. Cool. Let's go check out the storage. A vast storage area filled with old 16mm film reels, broken cameras, and sound equipment. The air is cold, but you can feel residual heat from the electrical components. Search a secure utility locker. You force open a utility locker and find an inventory log from a week before the disaster. It lists 300 units of military-grade copper wiring. Destination, oh my god, anchor's room and satellite uplink. The purpose is redacted. M03, is that something I need to know? Oh, it's because I clicked there. This is crazy. This is way more power than any new satellite would need. Satellite would need. A data dump from connections this powerful wouldn't just burn down a newsroom, it would set a skyscraper on fire. Let's check the storage again. Go to the film reels. The film reels are melted together, forming a strange metallic sludge. As you touch them, a sharp static shock hits you. You see a flash, a rapid montage of violent crimes in Hearth City mixed with war footage from unknown location. The footage is what the meld satellites must have been beaming into the ROTC headquarters that day. Violence, war. The raw data for death and destruction. My hands are still buzzing. I drank way too much coffee here. Green room. Let's go check. Oh, I was thinking greenhouse. And I was like, let's go check out the plants. The green room is a chaotic mess of spilled makeup, broken mirrors, and discarded staff uniforms. The air is heavy with the scent of old perfume and a stale mist of foundation. This is where the town This is where the town got ready. The last place they probably felt human before the fire. I feel like I'm stepping on graves or bumping shoulders with ghosts here. Ugh, feels eerie. Let's check the mirrors. You find nothing but a strange layer of metallic dust that instantly makes your skin itch. You check your reflection. For a moment, your eyes look white and your teeth feel clenched in a rictus grin. A small, terrified voice crackles in your ears. It's Evelyn, barely audible. Don't touch the dust. It's active. Okay, don't touch the dust. Got it. Let's check out the other stuff then. Lighting rig. You find a severely burnt military memo tucked into a prop light. The legible text reads, deployment of M0001, mannequin operator protocol is imminent. Minimize civilian exposure to meld signal during phase 1. Target emotional overdrive. Couldn't... Okay, there was supposed to be a PNG loaded, but I guess not. Okay, emotional overdrive. I thought this satellite was just supposed to broadcast news, but this seems to allude to the frequency affecting human emotion. I never actually checked the other thing in the archives either. The open filing cabinets. You find a reporter's small charred notebook. The last entry reads, the earpieces. They're not feeding audio, they're feeding some sort of violent commands. Metallic fillings in the water cooler. It's coming from the air. No, it's binding to the flesh. You're being twisted into... The audio halts suddenly, leaving your ears and mind reeling with shock. Oh, that's cool looking. That is a nice one. This is chilling. An eyewitness account of the initial infection? We need to document everything. Okay, so I got... up top I have battery 10, interference 3, and then Harrison, Evelyn, and then evidence. I've checked everything there. Let's go to the boiler room. The boiler room is a maze of leaking pipes and thick steam. The air is sweltering and damp. Harrison's struggling with a rusted valve. His investigative hunger seems to be at war with his awareness of risks. Damn thing's seized up. If we don't fix this valve, the whole floor might flood and we'll lose access to the service elevator. I need you to use that little gripped zapper of yours to stabilize the junction box that controls the valve release. Okay. No, I'm not. Oh, okay. I used up a battery. Cool. The Omni-GRIPT stabilizes the junction box. The resulting energy discharge reveals a hidden copper plate fused to the pump regulator. J1. Engraved on the plate is the final segment, J1. The fragments are complete. B7, X4, X, J1. The backdoor code. Code sequence complete. We can access the service elevator now. When did I get the first one? I didn't check this one yet. Did you notice the security camera? It's completely fused into the ceiling panel. Was the fire hot enough to do this? This place hasn't just been burnt to a crisp. It's like it's been corrupted inside and out. The whole building has a shadow of its former self. Oh, desk terminal. Oh yeah. Okay, that's the code. Got it. So the game just gave me it. The terminal is dead, but a brittle sticky note is taped to the back. Elevator passcode input B7. First fragment secured. A grid coordinate? Maybe for the satellite's targeting system? Good eye, Flamez. They must have used paper notes to bypass the official digital logs. Okay, so I can go to the service elevator, but I want to check other stuff first. Music scanner. The scanner reveals a low persistent frequency, barely above the threshold of human hearing. It sounds like a whisper stretched thin. The whisper seems to repeat the phrase, "We are the anomaly." Your head aches from the input. Oh, pause that just in time before my sneeze. Alright, and then Harrison's doing this stuff. Oh, I don't actually want to do that. Because if I brute force it, that might cause problems? I guess? I don't know. We're going to just go to the elevator. The service elevator panel is sparking and covered in metallic residue. It smells strongly of burnt electronics. We have the three inputs for the passcode, B7X, 4X, and J1, the sequence for the military backdoor override. I need to run the Omni-GRIPT's power directly into the damaged circuit board to force the input override, but it's at high risk for a power surge. Let's try to manually force... Oh, okay. That was creepy. You try to pry the wires and short the panel with a piece of metal, but the resulting shock sends a painful static wave through your body. The elevator remains dead. Stop, you're going to break the damn thing, or worse, trigger an alarm. Your body feels heavier, your vision shaky. You retreat from the sparking panel, breathing heavily. Okay, note to self, let's not do that. Let's use the Omni tool. Alright. That's Surge, you did it. The service elevator groans, the lights flicker to life, and the door creaks in. Get in. You ride the creaking service elevator to the second floor. The ascent is unsettling cacophony of winding cables punctuated only by the metal grinding. Floor 2. Personnel. The shadow of a once busy office floor. The air is stale and damp. A heavy mix of cleaning chemicals and burnt insulation creates a nauseating miasma. This floor feels haunted. We need to be careful. Check the employee workstation for leads on the staff's final hours. No matter how grim, it all needs to be recorded. Alright, well, let's go to the cafeteria first and get a snack. The cafeteria. Trays and food remnants lay in charred, molting clumps. A strong smell of squalid decay and spoiled meat hangs in the air, sickening you. Let's check the serving counter. You find a kitchen staff log. The final entry, dated January 6th, reads, Morning shift, staff, reporting severe nausea, metallic taste. Sound text says the whole building is raining. I think the redacted is redacted to the food processors. Check supplies. Okay. You find a kitchen staff. Oh, I already did that one. The corruption was everywhere. It was in the pipes, in the walls, even the food. And then we're going to check the rusty pole. A rusted metal pole, likely from a sign, has fused to the counter, pointing directly to the maintenance room. Okay. The corrupted and burnt trail seems to follow an almost laser-like pattern. Look down the halls to that doorway. The maintenance room is our next target. Maintenance room. The maintenance room. The pulsing static is deafening here. The air feels heavy, like being under molten steel. Against the magnetically locked stairwell door, some sort of mech-fused and vaguely human entity. It's mostly dormant, half fused to a generator. Its surface is a grotesque mixture of burned flesh and soldered copper. The Axis override passcard is melted to its crumpled fist. A mechanical pendulum in his chest twitches occasionally, simulating a heartbeat-like rhythm. We cannot proceed to the next floor without that card. I recognize that thing, that human-like... No, it can't be. It looks like Marcus Samoa, lead anchor of ROTC 9 street team. God damn it. What the hell happened here? We need that key, Flamez V. Good God, his corpse is twisted like a biomechanical nightmare. Wires for veins, a mic for a throat. It's disgusting. We have to get that card, Harrison. Patience, Evelyn. Flamez V, tell me your options. Impatience is death here. Oh. What if I use the Omni-GRIPT on the entity? No. What if I might be able to shock the entity? God, that is a cool art though. Yeah, let's just use the Omni-GRIPT. You aim the Omni-GRIPT at the entity's fused chest. The resulting pulse of chaotic energy makes the creature shriek, a sound like radio feedback, and momentarily short circuits. The entity shudders, detaches from the wall, and collapses, releasing the pass card. You grab the card and run. Got it. Incredible. Let's get out of this electrical graveyard. The pass card unlocks the stairwell door. The ascent up the rusted stairwell is a rugged trek, and the grating shifting ominously beneath your feet. Wow. You hear faint rhythmic static behind you. One step closer to the mainframe, then the scoop of a lifetime. Flames V. Keep your Omni-GRIPT handy and eyes peeled. You reach floor 3, the middle of the corporate veil. The atmosphere is colder, more sterile, and corruption here was beyond bureaucratic and far more disturbing than the act of any natural-born mortal. Oh my god, I needed old reporter tape and encryption key. Okay. Research office probably would have that. The R&D team worked here. Hundreds of documents relating to satellite broadcast feeds and transmission protocols laid scattered, but the room itself is far cleaner compared to the lower floors. This is where the launch plans for the meld was birthed. Look for codes, logs, anything military. This is where we find the first crumbs of gold. Delicious gold crumbs. Search the desk drawers. You find a tiny unlabeled microcassette tape labeled Jane Doe 010500. Feels electrically charged. Okay. This is the old reporter tape recording. The voice samples we needed for the main elevator's voice lock. It was recorded the day before the disaster. Fantastic. Now we need the key to clean the signal. The raw static is too dangerous. Okay, so that's the encryption key I need to get. Which, let's see. Go to the creative department. Creative services. A display of failed advertising campaigns from '99 cover the wall. Slogans about the new broadcasts are plastered on the walls, now peeling and piling up on the floor. All hail the new flesh. Search the old poster tubes. You find a half-drawn storyboard for a Meld advertising campaign. It shows police, firefighter, and civic workers morphing into TV anchors with satellite dishes for heads. The posters have large sections blacked out from a marker, and an angry exec seems to have written his displeasure for the ads across the front of one. That's an ad? That does not look like an ad. That looks like concept art. It's crazy how close to the truth they were when creating these ads, but of course this campaign stayed buried with the rest of the clues. Alrighty. Bureau room. Maybe here, bureau room? Rusted metal desk and a massive lead-shielded safe built into the wall. The room reeks of rust and rot. That safe looks professional grade. I doubt we are cracking this thing. They clearly intended for this information to be locked up eternally. You know what? Screw it. We're going to force the door with the Omni-GRIPT. You push the door open with a jarring force. The sound echoes across the door, causing you to panic slightly from the noise. Inside, you find a small, lead-shielded thumb drive labeled Voice Print Encryption Key. Hell yeah, I got the key. Let's go. This must be the filter for the tape. We can't risk the raw signal. We have everything for the elevator. Alright, yeah, you know, let's just keep pushing through. I got 11 out of 28 evidence. That's pretty good, I think. I mean, at least enough information, enough evidence to warrant returning with less. Oh, my interference is 9 out of 10. I'm screwed. It's time to prove just how deep this betrayal went. We need to expose. I must run the tape through the encryption key thumb drive to filter out the Rotcast frequency. If I play the raw tape, the feedback could be catastrophic. Run it through. You process the audible. A clear, desperate voice speaks. This is Jane Dobell, researcher. Jane Dobell? That sucks. It's just Jane Doe for your life. They're not updating the servers. They're updating a polymorphic broadcast signal. In layman's terms, it's a thermomagnetic signal that will fuse the recipient with any nearby tech. The effect rendering them into a human weapon covered in industrial rubber, and biomech weaponry. This will void their former disposition and reforge them into an unstoppable killing machine. Ha! I told you it would work, but Christ, at what cost? What horrors must have ensued here? The main elevator door slides open, revealing a scorched hallway. You ascend to floor 4, the moment. This is the moment. The newsroom. The devastation here is absolute. Burned, fused desks, and a massive scorch mark where the main news desk once stood. This is the impact zone. This is where it happened. The sheer volume of energy that hit this place, it was targeted. It feels like the air itself is charged. Oh man, I'm screwed though. Look at that. Like, I'm at 9 out of 10. Evelyn and Harrison, they're a 1 out of 3. There's no freaking clue. I need a capacitor for a fire escape lock, which I assume would be in the control room. The control room is where the broadcast was managed. Wiring like copper spaghetti hangs from the ceilings. A low, continuous humming persists, originating from the fused consoles. You notice a grotesque, scorched mannequin head on the floor. A rhythmic, mechanical ticking sound from inside the loose head. That head creeps me out, Flamez Fee. Please leave it alone. We don't know what's active down here. Mannequin. That's dumb. I'm not touching that thing. Let's go to the fuse box. You find a metal plaque detailing the final status change. Meld system status. Weaponization priority 1 activated. Execute protocol MO01. Okay. The final order was to weaponize the signal, not broadcast the news. Okay, well, we're doing alright here. Kind of figured we could find a capacitor here, but we'll check the editing suite. Oh, the editing suite. Tapes everywhere. 8mm and 16mm reels, some melted, some intact. The silence here is broken only by the hum of ancient residual power. The raw footage is here. This is the last thing the world saw, their true final moments. Let's help her organize the footage. Raw cap. Some tapes show staff scratching furiously at their heads a week before January 6th. They knew something was wrong. It was a long, slow infection, not a sudden event. This changes everything. Okay. It did? Cool, let's go to the anchor room. The anchor's desk, this is where the stars of ROTC 9 died. The atmosphere is heavy with the weight of celebrity and failure. The biggest voices in Heart City were silenced here. Look for personal effects they may have hidden from the company. Help. Harrison, pry open the lead-shielded desk? No. Let's look for an entity warning. What the hell's a MoCast? You find a personal diary with a drawing of the entity, labeled Mannequin Operator, MoCast. The entry describes her coworkers starting to pull in metallic objects, a chilling prophecy. Okay, just guess we're doing that one. Search the desk. You find a stack of handwritten notes detailing a frantic unlocked call to a military contact named Colonel V. The note ends, the meld is a weapon, not a newsfeed. It's turning them into entities. They know. Find the source, it says underneath it. And then we're back here. I'm not doing a high risk thing because I'm at 9 out of 10. The wardrobe room, clothes are draped over mannequins, the copper dust covers everything, the mirrors are cracked. All the clothes are covered in that weird metallic dust. They were burned from the inside out. They didn't just die, they were repurposed into conductors. Search the staff lockers. The lockers lock tightly. Okay, cool. We examine burned clothes. You touch a charred uniform, a wave of electrical pain hits you. The pain of fusion, your skin crawls, your head throbs. Are you alright? You look like you just saw a ghost or felt one. Couldn't find file protagonist corrupted. Let's pretend like we didn't just happen. That didn't just happen. You know? There's a back button for a reason. Alright, so we're not doing that. We are going to go to the newsroom. The final broadcast log is here. If I can prove that we're running a normal broadcast when the melt hit, the cover-up falls apart. But the terminal's fused. I need clean data. Search the debris. Beneath the fallen mic stand, you find a clean shielded capacitor, exactly what the fire escape magnetic lock needs for a forced discharge. Perfect. Let's just go to the fire escape. The fire escape door is rusted shut and sealed magnetically. The lock is military grade. I have the capacitor. I need to override the magnetic lock, but I need power and precision to force a surge. Try to combine them. You discharge the Omni-GRIPT's energy through the capacitor. The lock screams as the magnetic seal breaks. The fire escape opens with a screech. You have access to floor 5, the source. Oh, jeez, there's still more. This is it, the final evidence, the satellite room. We get the last piece and we call Chloe. I can hear a high-pitched whine. It feels like it's coming from inside my head, Flamez Fee. The signal's everywhere here trying to get in. Alright, satellite. Final log and blueprint for knowledge test. Okay, so... Let's go to the main studio. The main studio, the epicenter of the disaster. The room where the lightning flash supposedly happened. The floor is violently cracked and metallic, focusing all the static, the air taste of copper. This is where the final scream happens, Flames. The feeling is overwhelming. It's like standing in the mouth of a massive silent siren. What? Okay. Oh, crap. Sorry, Evelyn. It's not just a crack, it's like the floor ripped open under sheer power. I feel dizzy looking at it, like the world is collapsing into the crack. This is the ultimate broadcast. Evelyn, step back. You're getting too close to the source of the shockwave. You're getting obsessed. Okay, well, I need to actually... Oh, no. Let's go back. Let's see if... Wait, what? How did Evelyn's go down to 0? She was at 1. Alright, we're just going to check the Scorched desk here. You find a Scorched blueprint for the Meld Watch satellite. It details the true military communications pathway, bypassing the news server entirely. It confirms the attack was intentional and well designed. That's evidence there. Okay, cool. Well, that did that. Let's go here. The mixing room. Soundboards and amplifiers are fused into abstract, terrifying shapes. The sound of silent static screams at the edges of your hearing. This room is a conductor for the Rotcast. The whole floor is a transformer. Every piece of equipment is designed to conduct a signal. Use the acoustic scanner. The scanner reveals a small, highly shielded external power source still active. You managed to siphon off some power. Battery 6 out of 10. Okay, so cool. I got more power that way. What if I do it again? Oh. Power source is still highly active, but your battery's full. It's not. It's at 6 out of 10. You told me that. Check the final sound log reel. A single reel survives the final minute of Jan 6th. It shows the Meld Watch log being overridden by a military priority code, confirming the weaponization was deliberate. Final sound log. Okay, and then... Oh, final clues ascend to rooftop. Let's just check the other studios. It sounds like okay. Studio 1. The lighting rigs are fused to the floor. The air crackles with residual energy. Evelyn's standing near the curtain, looking disturbed. I hear movement, a slow grinding noise. It's coming from behind the heavy velvet curtains. It sounds less like a ghost and like a machine trying to remember how to walk. Let's check the thing. Let's look around. You find a charred note near the stage. It's written by one of the anchors. They didn't just want news, they wanted the loyalty. They wanted the comms to our heart. The Rotcast is not a broadcast, it's an emotional command. The broadcast? Okay. They're in me, the signal is inside the broadcast. It's burning through. I see them. Tentacles? No, must wires, tentacles taking over. Must warn you all, don't listen. Help me, Rotcast int. Command. So that's why they were driven mad. They were being told to be soldiers. Alright, we can go to the rooftop now. Let's check this all out. We made it. Chloe should be arriving any second. Flamez, keep the Omni-GRIPT ready. We need to upload the data as soon as we're clear. The entities are right behind us, Harrison. We don't have time to upload. We need to go. A massive entity, the final fusion of a news anchor and the satellite uplink, climbs onto the rooftop. A grotesque metallic figure with a dish for a head. Oh, that's awesome. Risk losing data? No, I got 5 battery. I got 1 extra. I got 1 spare. You hold the Omni-GRIPT high, forcing the final log upload via an emergency satellite link. The entity shrieks in agony as the truth is forced onto the airwaves. It's done. The proof is public. Get to the chopper. I just had to go Predator on that one. The entity lets out a final metallic shriek and lunges across the rooftop, aiming for the Omni-GRIPT in Harrison's hand. Look out, it's going for the evidence. Shove Harrison out of the way. The entity grabs you instead of the evidence. You successfully shove Harrison and the evidence towards the helicopter ramp, but you're not fast enough. The anchor entity's metallic limbs wrap around you. It crushes your chest, and you feel the raw electrical static of the meld core surge through your body. Okay. Why did you just dance to me? Your last thought is of the triumphant cheer of Harrison and Evelyn as they escape, ignorant of your sacrifice. Bad ending. The sacrifice. Psych! Drop the Omni-GRIPT. Harrison drops the Omni-GRIPT as instructed. The entity crushes the device and the data log instantly. The entity is distracted as it absorbs the remains. Chloe, what is with your hair? You should be wearing a helmet in here, I think. I don't know if a helmet could contain that. So, you guys are the YNT-14 that was brave enough to dig through the ashes of my fallen friends at ROTC, huh? Well, I'm not sure what info you're able to find, but I'll at least make sure whatever you did get has a chance to make it out of here. No way you're going to be able to go back the way you came. With all the electronics and tech trash you plundered, the whole building has what was left of the meld signal, which the general used to call Rotcast, stirred up to a toxic level. All the meld crusts and biomechs are either now awake or in the process of waking up. Anyway, no more time for introductions or chit-chats. Load up and let's head out. You load into the helicopter with the crucial evidence. Oh man. Okay. Oh. The headquarters shrinks beneath you, a monument to grief and to greed and corruption. And then neutral ending, lost cause. You survived the entity's final lunge, but the crucial Omni-GRIPT containing the final logs was crushed. You escaped with your lives, but all the definitive evidence of the meld conspiracy is gone forever. The world will never know the truth. Oh crap. Oh no, I autosave. Yes. I can autosave. So what if I flee immediately? The entity lets out a final metallic shriek and lunges across the rooftop, aiming for the Omni-GRIPT in Harrison's hand. Look her out, it's going for the evidence. Shove him out of the way. Oh, wait. Oh, that worked actually. You violently shove Harrison and the evidence log towards the chopper ramp. The entity misses the log and clips your arms. You scramble away, uninjured. Oh, because we didn't waste time doing the Kamehameha or whatever the whole thing that was. So we read that already. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, that's cool. They're all here. Load up. And... oh, we get to watch this again. Hell yeah. Look at that. Nice job at least clipping the... oh, never mind. I don't... Did it clip? I don't know. I was wondering if it was cut out or not for that. The headquarters shrinks beneath you. A monument to greed and blah, 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 blah. Good ending. Tier 2 suboptimal. The Whispered Truth. You escape with some crucial evidence, but the lack of key logs makes your story thin. Oh, because I didn't have all the evidence. Got it. The evidence only manages to reach fringe websites and message boards. The truth is out there, but only whispered among the few willing to listen. All right. I am going to call that there. I really like this. I love tech biohorror stuff. Like Soma. The character designs or the enemy designs in Soma are some of my favorite. And this, well, the AI captured it very well. It's pretty obvious that most of this was AI generated art. In fact, let me take a look and see if this is referenced at all on the itch.io page. Do a search for AI. Against failure. Nope, no reference whatsoever to AI. And unfortunately, that does set it back a bit, at least in my eyes. I mean, story-wise, it was fine. I feel like the story may have also had some ties from AI, but that's... writing is difficult. I understand that completely. And so is art. And I totally get why people want to use AI as a service for art creation. I do not get the irony of a signal that corrupts the brain and everything in there is AI generated. The art's all AI generated. I mean, some things looked fine, and then other things there was that uncanny lighting that AI seems to really have. And I don't want to turn this into a AI bad versus AI useful comparison. It's just, if you're going to release content or anything that uses AI, please just let us know, because we want to know how much heart and soul went into this. If the heart and soul went into the story, that's fine. I can look at the game from an objective view of how is the story, and I'm not going to care too much about the art, because the art's just the conveyance for the story. If you tell me that the story was AI generated and then the art was created, I'm going to look at the art in a different way, because I'm going to be like, okay, well, this was very good hand-drawn stuff. A lot of visual novels have some really good hand-drawn stuff that AI kind of misses out with, I feel. But again, I don't want to turn this into an anti-AI spiel. I totally understand where AI can be useful. I myself, I'm not afraid to admit that I do use AI for concept art, because sometimes, you know, I have an idea in mind, but it's just hard to get that written down, or get that down in art. So I'll type in a prompt and be like, okay, well, generate me this kind of design with this, and then I'll go look at that and be like, okay, I like some of that stuff from that and this from this, and I'll take those two together and I'll kind of meld them into my finalized idea. Basically, I use it as suggestions rather than the finished product, which I feel like that is a healthy way to use AI, because there are so many people out there who just, they seem to rely fully on AI for everything, and it's scary. Like, when you can't think for yourself, what are you? Like, what makes you human if you can't create, if you can't criticize, if you can't question things? Yeah, I like tech horror. If you really, I like tech horror, but I don't like when it's turning into the real world. But let me know what y'all thought about Rotcast Intrusion. I like the design, I like the story. That's it. Like, it was a visual novel I played. But let me know what y'all thought about it in the comments down below. Give me a thumbs up. I really do appreciate that. And also make sure to subscribe so you get updates when I release new content. And as always, have a great day. Remember to burn bright. I will talk to you all later. Bye.